All right, y'all, let me start this off by saying that I am gay, right? And so the shit that's happening in Florida and in Texas with this don't say gay legislation is getting really weird and people are getting out of hand. I really feel like state legislatures should have better things to do and better bills to create than telling humans how we should identify. Shit's getting weird. We should be creating bills and legislation to protect like our trans community and protect my non-binary friends, but instead we doing this shit. Like, can we live? For too long, voters have been considered puppets when it comes to the government, right? They prefer to create this illusion of life without actually respecting it. We shouldn't have to pull strings to convince anyone that we're humans, that we're real, and we deserve life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, all that shit that's in the Constitution. Like, give it to us, actually protect us. But that's okay, because we're not powerless, and there are people that we can actually hold accountable who create these laws, who create these bills, and those people are called the General Assembly. So stay with me, because this is gonna get real meaty, but I promise you it's worth it. The General Assembly serves us. So let me break this down. When you hear the word state legislature, what do you think? Boring, I know, but it matters, I promise. The state legislature is the state level equivalent to Congress. And just like Congress, it has two levels, right? The Senate and the House of Representatives. And this is where they pass all of our laws here in Georgia. And here in Georgia, the state legislature is called the General Assembly. The General Assembly is made up of people who are called state legislators, darling. But honestly, they're just regular ass people. They're probably your neighbor. They were elected by us, more importantly, or they was elected by somebody, and they assemble for 40 days. And that is called the legislative session. I'm really glad actually we only assemble for 40 days because we've seen hella terrible, crazy bills that have come out of our legislature that affects our lives. These people, the General Assembly, they determine our state budgets, which is our money, but they also determine our reproductive rights and our voting rights, the level and quality of our education. They even determine how and when we get to protest them, which is crazy. So after both the Senate and the House of Representatives decide to pass a bill together, it then goes to our governor to be signed or vetoed. And our governor here in Georgia actually has a lot of power, but we're gonna get into that in another episode because that's actually a whole lot. So here in Georgia, our legislative session has actually just ended a couple of weeks ago. And this is why I really need y'all to pay attention. I know y'all remember that voting rights bill that passed last year, Senate Bill 202, which was hot garbage, right? Well, they actually just passed an anti-trans athletic bill right here in Georgia. And it's more than likely gonna get passed by our governor. But because Fair Fight Action be on it and other people be on it, we were actually able to take out some really, really harmful provisions. But this is why it is so important for us to pay attention to the state legislature. They determine too much, so much of our lives. And we have to know who these folks are. I need y'all to go to stopjimcrow2.com to read about all of the anti-voter, anti-democracy bills that are being passed across the country and right here in Georgia. And then after you've done all of that research, go to peachvote.com to check your voter registration and be prepared to cast your ballot on May 24th. Like, we can actually decide who is a part of our General Assembly. Go ahead and make that choice for them right now. If we do all of this, number one, it's a guarantee that we'll actually know who to yell at when bullshit pops up again. And number two, which is the second most important, is we'll have some control or say about what happens to us and who gets to speak for us. Because not being a part of the process is also a choice. So get out and vote.